Peace, God. Peace, Goddess. Peace and blessings from the Most High God. Ashe. So, one of the things I learned, like, on my journey was we have a spirit body. We have a light body or a spirit body. And the Bible where it talks about giving us 70 years of life and the 7 deadly sins and the 7 trumpets, which are the 7 portals or the 7 seals. They're the main 7 gates of the body. We're being given a decade to master each. And so from 10 to 20, you should have established your root, who you are, your identity, your surroundings, your community, your family, everything that you know, the foundation of who you are. And in your 20s, you should be moving into being free and being creative with your own life, how you live day to day, because you're going to be having this freedom as opposed to before as being a child or an adolescent. And so you're also going to be engaging in sex, and this is the type of time like where people even experiment with like drugs like alcohol, weed, tobacco, all substance. And so this is gonna be dealing with the sacral chakra. And in your 30s, it's gonna be dealing with your confidence, your stamina, your libido, your passion, your drive. It's gonna be also dealing with longevity and your diet, your bodily cycles and biological clock. And it's like each of these, okay, I'm going on like, I'm kind of spacey, I'm kind of zoning, and I'm going like on like, and I could go on like all the way through the 7, but we have a light body, and the 7 main portals of the body, or the 7 main chakras of the body, are the same 7 that it speaks about in the Bible. The 7 trumpets or the 7 seals. And this is why we're given 70 years, a decade to master each. And if you see how we live life, it kind of follows that cycle of us going through the teens or the 10s, 1-0, and the 20s, 2-0. This is like the main focus in these chakras. And it's to master this because we're supposed to have mastered this within 70 years. A decade to master each chakra. And it's so much to learn about each chakra, and I'm gonna be speaking about chakras. And like, you know, crystals that go with chakras, how a chakra aligns with organs. Each chakra aligns with organs and glands. and how it like pertains to your life, like the around the time that this chakra is the most active, and how chakras are portals. And so I had this dream like where each I had this dream where I was showing my spirit, and it showed each it showed it in a lens of red, a lens of orange, and a lens of yellow. And it showed my fears, my desires, and my diet. And so I didn't really understand it at first because I had this dream a couple years ago. But the more I've been learning and getting into tarot and learning about esoteric knowledge and occult knowledge, and understanding like the Da Vinci Code and how to read energy and reading in between lines, and more developing my intuition, my darkness, I've been tapping into this and understanding like how to interpret dreams. And it's like the reason why people usually are not supposed to speak about their dreams, because people usually have premonitions and things. Because I'm gonna speak about this on another video, but this is the thing. Like in the dream, it showed me that my root chakra, what fears was blocking it. Fears like death, fears like all these different fears, like, and in my root chakra it showed like all these different fears that I was running from. And then I went to the second floor in my sacral chakra, and it showed like on like a conveyor belt, it showed like a list of desires, like a long list of like women, like how I was distracted. Like on the first floor I was running away from my fears, and it was these men that were shadows with guns, and I was running from my fears. And so I went to the second floor, and on the second floor I saw like on the conveyor belt this long list of women, and I was distracted. Like I stopped running, and then I hid behind this family. And when I hid behind this family, like the guys, like they went past, and then they went on the floor, like they took the elevator. And so like I made it to the, like I just went along the stairs, and I went to the very next floor on the third chakra. And this is like where I stopped. This is far as I could see, like before I woke up. But I went to it, like the rooms and the walls were yellow. So I went to like, it had like one of these old chef doors. And it was like, you know how there's a lens on the door, or there's a window on the door, like those window circles, like that on chef doors. And I could just peek inside, and there was just steam on the door, and like I wiped the door, and I could see like all these different like chefs cooking up. Like I could see like a pig up there, I could see like a turkey, a chicken, it was all types of food, like, and it was all types of chefs, like. And so I didn't really understand what this dream meant at first, but like the more I learned, like I understand that the first floor was showing me my fears, the second floor was showing me my desires and my lust, and the third floor was showing me like my diet. And it was showing these things were like blocking me. They were blocking my spirit. But I didn't understand this dream at first. But basically, like, we have a spirit body, Like Bob Marley said, like man is a universe within himself. And I didn't really understand that at first. And seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. And thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so it's like it talks about all these verses about going inside and manifesting from inside, and from on the higher dimensions bringing it to the Lord's dimension, into the 3D, and so making it a physical reality. And so we don't create anything. Everything is already, like, there's nothing new underneath the sun. So everything, and time doesn't exist, it's not linear. And so everything already exists. And so then I started to understand life differently. I started to understand life differently. Like when people say life is a game, like, and I even seen this Bugs Bunny meme where it says, like, don't take life too seriously. You can't get out. You're not gonna get out alive. And so I really began to understand, like, life is like a game. Like literally. Like if you had a PlayStation or a disc game, if you know how the disc spins, there has a laser and a laser tracks. Like the laser is the point of consciousness. And this is where it aligns, like this is your point of focus in the present. And this is your point of consciousness. And on the CD, everything is already programmed. All it does is shifts while the CD spins, and the CD is the sky. The same way the planets shift. The same way the planets shift above is like the CD. It's already written. The point of consciousness is like the sun or the laser. That's your focus point of consciousness in the present, because time doesn't exist. Everything is happening at once. It's just you. Time gives us the separation of events to have experience, to make sense of life. And these are the universal laws in this dimension. And so everything already exists, like in the game. So this is the reason we're able to have premonitions. There's cutscenes in the game. Like if you play GTA, there's cutscenes, but there's also a storyline. And the storyline is basically like your fate. We have fate and destiny. Like we have a spirit and we have a soul. Two different things. Two aspects of the whole. Everything is one. But they're two different things. They're the duality of each other. And so we have a spirit and we have a soul. The sun and the moon. Consciousness, the soul, and the spirit. The emotions, the energy, the imprint of this lifetime gathered with the energies gathered in this lifetime, versus the soul, which is eternal, the sun. And so the thing is, you have fate and you have destiny. Two different things, two halves of the same whole, the duality principle applied. Fate are the things that are out of your control. like the serenity, the peace that goes beyond understanding, the wisdom to know the difference between the things you can and can't change, and the serenity to understand it, or the grace to accept it. But the thing is, it's a thing of fate and destiny. And so fate is the things that you can't change. These are things that are predestined. And so these are the circumstances, the obstacles, the things that you have to encounter. And in the game, this is just like what would be like the cutscenes. Like you could determine what time you want to experience certain cutscenes, but certain events, certain cutscenes are triggered. Some cutscenes don't align. Like if you lose, you'll get a certain cutscene. If you don't lose, you'll never see that cutscene. There's sidetracks, there's alternate paths, and so everything already exists, just like the game. Fate and destiny. Fate are those cutscenes from the beginning to the end. Destiny, like fate, is the things you can't avoid. Destiny is your purpose. God, your higher self, has a purpose because you set out to do a mission before you got here. You set out to have a certain amount of experiences, and certain people in your life agreed to have these experiences with you. They agreed to play this part. And as the table turns, the CD spins, the planets align. We will change like perspectives in each other's stories. We will play different parts, and we have different experiences. And so life is like a game. The same way you could play GTA and you could spend like forever like just like beating people up, like robbing people. You could like go into gang wars. You can like see how many girlfriends like that's on there. But it's really like only one on there. It's one that's like the real, like the one that's the MVP. And you could see how many cars you could get, how many vehicles you could get, how many stars you could get. You could do like all of that during the game. You could like make a store, buy a new spot, get some new clothes. You could like work out. You could, that's basically life, like the game. And or you could get straight to business and do the missions, complete the missions. Like, and that's your purpose. Your challenges are fated. Your challenges are fated. Like you were meant to lack. So that you could have an overflow. You were meant to be without. To know how to be abased and abound. Like it's this verse in the Bible where it says, my strength is made perfect in my weakness. Like animals fight differently when they're wounded. They're said to be more vicious, and they fight tooth and nail like wolves. And even like mothers protecting their young. And so it's a thing about strength being made perfect in weakness. The duality or the rise and the fall of the EKG or the vibration is like the pressure, the adversity, the with and without. It gives meaning to both, and growth happens between the two. The ups and the downs, the sun and the moon, the darkness and the light, the day and the night. Between this duality, we have growth and expansion. And this is all life. This is evolution. Evolution happens through the expansion, through duality. If you notice in the Bible, the devil was never destroyed. People were destroyed before the devil was destroyed. The devil was never destroyed because the devil always does his job. The devil, you don't have to worry if the devil is doing his job. The devil loves his job. The devil does overtime. You don't have to ask if he wants more hours. He does overtime. It was the humans that weren't doing what they were created to do. Everything serves a purpose. And so we have fate and we have destiny. Everybody has a plan for your life. You have a plan for your life. Your parents have a plan for your life. Your friends have a plan for your life. Your siblings have a plan for your life. Strangers have a plan for your life. Everybody's life that you're involved with and intertwined with, they perceive you a certain way, and they would like for you to be this Sims character in their game. They have a plan for you. They would like you to be a certain way. And subconsciously, you might adjust to it. Everybody has a plan for you, but God has a plan for you. And his plan overrides all of our plans. It saves us from our lower self, some plans that we make with our ego or with our flesh, out of impulse or emotion. And so everything already exists. We have fate and we have destiny. I talk about the spirit body because we exist in other dimensions. And so every possibility exists within the universe. So every possibility already exists within the universe. So it's just like the game. If it's possible within the dimensions of the game that the creator made, it exists. And when you're playing a video game, it's as if you're playing the creator. You're sometimes able to understand, like, by the creator of the game, where the game is going, like some of the obstacles, some of the storyline. If they do sequels, you'll know, like, oh, I've done this before, or you'll already know, like, I know where this is going. Or even if you read a book by knowing the author, sometimes you'll know where the story is going. And so God agreed with you, your higher self. God agreed with you on a mission. And there's certain experiences, you and other reflections. And like when I say this, it sounds strange, but it's really like God is the whole of everything, of all energy. And so we are reflections, pieces like of the whole. Brothers and sisters in Christ consciousness. Sons and daughters of the Most High, gods and goddesses. And so when I say that you already agreed to have this experience, each experience is supposed to be a lesson that you're supposed to learn to. Each experience is supposed to have a lesson that you're supposed to learn from. And so the only thing you have in life is time and choices. That's literally the only thing that you really have. Everything else that you think you have is an illusion because it's not yours. Nothing belongs to you. You only have time. You only have time and decisions. That's it. Like now I understand, like when somebody says you can't choose who you love, you can only choose how you love. And for a long time, like, that didn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense to me at first. We already have, like, we've agreed with other reflections, other gods and goddesses to share experiences here already. We've agreed to, like, teach each other things and awaken each other, to share experiences, to have experiences, to play these parts in each other's lives, even if it's for like a season. And so, and some of these roles are seen as good or bad, but the thing about it is, nothing is the thing about it is, nothing is inherently bad or good. Justice. We look at the justice card. It's when you look at the justice card, you see that she has a blindfold, and it's in the sign of Libra. And it's about balance. The thing about justice, we think like we're supposed to take revenge in our own hands a lot of times, or we think we are the karma, or we are what tips the scale. And the thing about it is, like, time is an illusion. And so we don't understand that this stuff, it already, like, it's already, the scale is already balanced. If you drop something on the plate, if you have something that happens, if you drop something on the plate, like you drop 1 penny on this plate and 1 penny on the other plate, and you wait, it's gonna fluctuate before it settles and it aligns, and it just is, but it's already balanced. It just is. Justice. And so this is one of the principles of the universe, to where it's unavoidable. But we create justice systems and we think we control justice. But justice just is. Or they say street justice. Or they say spiritual justice. Justice just is. And so everything already exists in eternity. It already exists, every possible outcome. So we don't create anything. Like when we create, we are thinking about controlling things and manipulating things into a structure or organization for a time being. Like we rearrange things. That's just creation. We co-create with God and the universe. That's what happens when we co-create and recreate. But we don't create anything. Everything already exists. And so when you manifest, this is something to where we align with the possibility to have the opportunity to experience the manifestation. It already exists. Like there's versions of you, like the same way you could look at Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, the same way you could look at Eevee and evolution, like in Pokemon. Like they got Leafeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon. They got all these different forms. Umbreon, Espeon. I don't want to forget some of the goats, but they got all of these forms, but they're versions of Eevee's future evolution, and so it already exists. The same way Charizard and Charmander already exist. If they're on your Pokédex, they might be question marks if you've never seen them or you haven't evolved your Pokemon. But they already exist. These versions of you already exist. Like Venom already existed. It's just a process of Venom's creation through that interaction with Spider-Man. Somebody like Two-Face already existed. Like versions of people already exist. Like a happy you. What it takes to make you happy. Like for your life to be happy and for you to be happy. There's a happy version of you. There's an angry version of you. There's all these different expressions of you. Like on the emotional wheel. There's all these different expressions of you or versions of you. The same way there's a different expression of you. There's a different frequency, color, and expression to all energy. We process emotion as energy and motion through the body. We process this alchemy through the body. And things like our heart rate change, our blood pressure change, our blood sugar rises or drops, our heart rate rises or drops, our body temperature rises or drops, we begin to perspire. We could break out in hives. We could begin to hyperventilate. We have all these reactions with alchemizing energy, and the way we alchemize energy can lead to mental health, sickness, like all these different diseases by processing energy negatively. And we have a spirit body. And so all these versions already exist. And so we don't create anything. We align with the possibility to have the opportunity to manifest the experience or to experience the manifestation. The same way the planets align. Like when you have a square, a trine, when you have planetary alignments, the way your birth chart aligns at your time of birth. That's like the CD on the video game spinning, and the laser is your point of consciousness. Right at that time of your birth is when the game starts. Everything already exists in the game though. There's nothing new in the game. Every possibility exists. That new ability that you unlocked, you could always do that. You just didn't know that until you unlocked it. You didn't know that form was available until you unlocked it. You didn't know that place was available. You didn't know you could go there until you went there. You didn't know you would have these experiences until time passed. And so we have a spirit body. And we align just like the planets align. And as the planets align, we align. We align with the possibility to have the opportunity to experience the manifestation. It's that simple to manifest. The thing is, like, people typically like apply one point of manifestation, but that's manifestation at its core. When we speak affirmations, this helps assist with manifestation. When we chant and when we sing music and we speak things into existence, this helps with manifestation. But there's also a part of action. Faith without works is dead. We create while we perceive. There's subjective and objective parts of life. In between that, we exist. And so it also depends on our actions. Like, if you say you want to manifest money, you have to align with the possibility of manifesting money. When you align with the possibility of manifesting money, you do things like creating portals. The same way there's 7 portals within the body, in the spirit body and the light body, the same way there's portals in between dimensions, the same way there's portals into our consciousness, like the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose. These portals align like a Venn diagram, like the sun and the moon. They eclipse, and they allow you to do interdimensional travel. And so you create a portal to go through dimensions. And so you align with the possibility. That's one dimension, like a portal on a dimension, on a dimensional plane. Like something like smelling. Smelling is one portal, but it's divided into two nostrils, like a duality expressed on the face. But it's one portal. Or one portal broken into two nostrils, and they combine. To make one portal that goes into the dimension of, from the 3D into your consciousness. And so this is what takes place, like with Hallows Eve, like when the moon rises, because the sun and the moon are portals. This is what takes place during eclipses. You have interdimensional travel. Spirits move in between, energy moves in between these portals. And so somebody says they want to create money, or money already exists. And see, that's the thing. Somebody says they want to create money or make money. We don't make money. They already print money. It's people that get paid to make money or print money. It's money already in circulation. Everything that you want already exists. And so this is the thing. We say we want to manifest money. So we align with the possibility. That's one coordinate, a portal, or a coordinate to the dimension. We want to align with the possibility to create the opportunity. And we could do that by things about, we can align with the possibility by doing things like creating portals, like learning about financial literacy, opening bank accounts, getting a job, filling out applications, donating, learning about entrepreneurship, developing a trade, or developing a skill, learning a new skill, or remembering the skill. Really, it already exists, and you already know it. Remembering the skill, learning a new skill, a trade, creating a possibility. Or not creating a possibility, but aligning with the possibility. You begin to open portals to receive that money. Like, how are you, like, once you get it, it's gonna be deposited. Is it gonna come to you in the form of a check? Is it gonna come to you? Is somebody gonna walk up and hand it to you? Is it gonna be cash when you receive it? And so, is it gonna be Bitcoin? Is it gonna come in the form of stock? Stocks and bonds, confirmation on stocks, learning about the stock market, holding shares, making CDs, gaining investments. Like, it's like so many ways to create or to, I keep saying that, to align with the possibility, to have the opportunity to experience the manifestation. You have success when preparation meets opportunity. This is the alignment. Preparation, opportunity. You have the alignment. You're prepared to seize the opportunity. Because the thing is, next 15, he say, like, what Gucci Man say? Like, he say, like, girls are like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. Gucci Man, crazy. That's, as the CD, like, the game is still turning, like, the CD is still turning. The PlayStation is still turning. You the eye, the point of consciousness is like, And so it's like, this is the thing, the planets are turning. The possibilities, the opportunities. It's like you seizing the opportunity. You're acting, seizing the opportunities. You taking part to making the choices and decisions, to make the actions and say the things that you do and have the actions and be at the space, the time, be at the space, at the time, and on the frequency to triangulate 3, 6, and 9, to triangulate your manifestations. Being on the same space, time, and frequency, aligning with the possibility to have the opportunity to manifest the experience. Once you have the opportunity, you act and you have the manifestation of your experience. You have manifested your experience. Like the thing can happen, like you can have, like, it's like looking a gifted horse in the face. It's like, or like looking a gifted horse in the mouth. It's a thing like, hey, that's not funny. But hey, it's a thing like, it's a thing a lot, like, about looking a gifted horse in the mouth. So we could be looking at an opportunity and let it pass us, and we don't create any portals, or we don't align with any portals, because everything already exists. We're simply transporting our points of consciousness. Like, we talk about portals. I say we have a light body. I say we have a light body or a spirit body. So this is the thing.